basketball, not about individual basketball, which is a common thing you have to teach guys in this day and age of the NIL and portal basketball.
On the other side, Rashawn Storrs taking over this program under some difficult circumstances when Manhattan made a change, letting go of Steve Masiello less than 2 weeks before the season, and Storrs at the age of 31 getting this opportunity.
I tell you, to have to put yourself in his shoes, think of you know, I think of myself at 31 years old, and I'm in charge of these young men's lives in so many ways.
That's a way for the Jaspers to start. Logan Padgett.
And if you're Providence, you have to understand, building's not as full. Still a very important game. You can get better. That's got to be the message to one another as players. Let's be better today than we were yesterday, no matter who's on the floor.
Ed Croswell is fouled.
I mean, this is sometimes, like we've been hearing in World Cup soccer, a set piece. If you know you can win the tip, you take off. Now, I had played with a couple of teammates who were very good athletes who would win almost 100% of the jump balls, and all I would do was just take off, and they would basically back tap it, and you get an early layup. It's an awesome way to start the game.
There is such a thing as going up 2-0 without even having to think about it.
That's it. That's a nice way to start on the road.
Ed Croswell, a fifth-year senior who Ed Cooley really challenged this week to try to elevate. It's he and Bynum that need to be at the forefront as well in the leadership department.
Yeah, when you're trying to bridge the gap and you come off of a team that had so much success and so many veterans, you know, not for lack of a better way to put it, the holdovers have to be able to bridge that gap for you.
Bryce Hopkins is fouled hard. He'll go on the line for a pair.
Yeah, that's just how you defend, and that's how you get to the front of that rim. But this is a common issue for the Jaspers. You know, they're a team that will give the ball away. 15 turnovers a game to only 12 assists. Anytime you're giving your opponent more opportunities to score off the pass, never a good thing.
Our officials tonight who have been busy in the opening minute: Lamar Simpson, Tony Chiazza, and Tommy Morrissey. The flip side is with the 2 early fouls, Manhattan is shorthanded. Down to 9 players available. Josh Roberts is out tonight. It was a game-time decision, not able to go. Elijah Buchanan, the 5th-year guard, is still out as well. That pass was tipped and taken away by Croswell, and there's another live ball turnover.
And the pick sixes really hurt you, especially when you're on the road and you're playing against a big, strong team like this.
Offensive foul called on Hopkins.
Yeah, better body control. Great job initially, but as soon as you get by a guy, you have to understand it's too easy. You have to elevate, go straight up. You know, just better body control, maybe even a little dump off. Croswell had his hands ready to catch that and go up. That's the balance for a guy like Bryce Hopkins. You want to be aggressive, but you have to continue to make the right plays under control with the same aggression.
Nelson, and that rejected by Carter. Evan Carter with quickness. The dish off to Noah Locke. Croswell.
Don't need the dribble.
Cleans it up.
Yeah, he doesn't need the dribble. He's just too big and strong in there. I've seen him do that a few times this season where he's about 6 feet away, dribbles the ball for a power dribble, and doesn't really gain any, any distance to the basket. Sometimes players use it to get themselves back on balance, and most players use it because it's a bad habit.
8 on the shot clock. This is Samir Stewart. Stewart and a jump ball. It'll go back to the Friars.
And essentially, a couple more turnovers there. You just have to understand, and maybe even tell yourself, okay, good move here, but now what's the next play for your point guards at this level? yes, it's great to make that first move, but what is now your end game? What's your next move? And you have to think that way as a point guard in college.
Padgett rejected once, and then it was Cisse who had rejected twice, and a foul on the other end.
Yeah, good job here by Bynum getting in. But if you're Croswell, that's maybe where you gather and then you use the power dribble. Can't go up soft like that. I don't care who you're playing against at the D1 level. You really have to understand. You have to not just respect your opponent, but more importantly, respect the game. And in that respect comes finishing strong around the basket when you're a big fella.
Is it easier or harder in season to correct habits?
Listen, the elite players in the elite teams, that's how they become elite. You correct it on the fly. If you can't do that, then you're just going to be mediocre as a team, as a player. That's what film is for. You watch yourself on film. You see a couple things you don't do well, you fix it immediately. At least, again, the great ones, the elite ones, that's what they do.
Back into Croswell, has been plenty active early and keeps it rolling.
Much better move there. Catch it, powerful, didn't dribble, straight up. He's got to be a presence down there for Providence, night in and night out, every single play, Croswell.
Watson, Locke contested it.
Yeah, really good defense off the dribble without fouling by Noah Locke.
Extra pass to Carter. Back down to Croswell.
Really unselfish right now for Providence. Couple good shots passed up to get great ones. Got to continue to do that even though you're missing.
Here's Stewart, fifth-year senior, has been synonymous with this program's success, and he can't hit. Hopkins, a dish down to Croswell, and he's fouled.
What a pass. Terrific move. We talked about it earlier. Under control. You talk about, can you learn on the fly? To me, Bryce Hopkins is going to be an elite player, and that's what they do. He ran into someone earlier. This time, spins under control, finds a teammate.
Croswell with 5 of the first 6. And the fact is, it's interesting, Donnie, because you go from Nate Watson, who was at the centerpiece of the front court, Croswell a spark, to now having to hand the keys to Croswell being the man down low.
Yeah, and I've experienced it a lot in broadcasting in my playing career at every level. Not everyone who says they want to be the guy or be the man or take that responsibility understands what it takes to do that. I think Croswell has what it takes to do that because he's been around some great players. But now everything has to line up. Your teammates have to believe that. Your coaches have to put you in that position. And I think Ed Cooley's done a great job of giving Ed Croswell the keys to the car to say, okay, lead us.
From downtown, that rattles home for Logan Padgett. Padgett with all 5 for the Jaspers. Carter from the corner. He's coming on.
That's just such a bonus for Providence when the best defensive player on the floor can give you a bucket at the other end. Got a little members bounce there.
And now Carter with defense. That's what you love about him. Off to Hopkins. That was pretty. On the other end, the Jaspers come right back. It's Stewart.
Yeah, you have to love a guy who not only defends at a high rate, but he also makes the right play at the rim on the other end, like Devin Carter.
This time Carter throws it away. Picked up by Watson. Hopkins fought back. Marcus Watson knocks it down. He had a big gain against Monmouth over the weekend with 16. Hopkins rejected. Padgett stepping in.
It's the Jasper team. They average just over 5 blocks a game. I mean, they've hit their daily recommended dose of that, and Providence should be well over it by now.
Before your bedtime.
That's it. We're getting close.
Friars have numbers here. Carter, all the way.
It's a great job looking off Castro. Castro points at the rim. So many players, when they're in transition, they see that teammate point up to the rim and they throw a bad pass. It's a great decision there by Carter.
And an offensive foul on an illegal screen. That takes us to our first timeout.
Hey, a guy who I would have on any team I put together is right here. Short 3-ball corner pocket. Bevan Carter gets the members bounce, and then the finish at the other end. Friars up over the Jaspers.
Saturday, the big-time games are on the new Fox Primetime Hoops. Number 10 Arizona, number 14 Indiana square off in a Pac-12 Big Ten battle. The most exciting voices and the biggest games are on Primetime Hoops. Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
This year, become part of a family that celebrates the holidays a little differently. Jeep, there's only one.
During the Jeep Big Finish event, get $1,000 bonus cash plus no monthly payments for 90 days on these Jeep Grand Cherokee models. Get ready for winter and welcome home your new Grand Cherokee today.
Oh, what a good time we will have. You can make it happen again.
Voltaren, the joy of movement.
I'll remember that chapter of my life forever. We laughed. We cried. We protected that Progressive Home and Auto bundle day and night. We left our blood, sweat, and tears on that yard. Well, Jamie did anyway.
Charter members going at it in the Big East tournament. Oh, count it!
If he wins this one, it'll be a gem. What a game at the world's most famous arena.
Friday on Fox. The World Cup quarterfinals kick off as Neymar and Brazil battle Croatia. Then Messi and Argentina take on the Netherlands. Coverage begins Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern live on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Welcome back to FS1 College Hoops, sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. We're at Amica Mutual Pavilion in Providence. Friars up 5 early on the Manhattan Jaspers. Projected to be one of the top teams in the MAC, but they could not have foreseen what happened just less than 2 weeks before the season. Steve Masiello fired after 11 years, and that led to preseason MAC Player of the Year Jose Perez transferring to play for Bob Huggins.
Yeah, I mean, the Manhattan moves have turned into a Manhattan project. I mean, it really is a research and development situation now for that young man right there at 31 years old. I mean, this is, I just can't even tell you how daunting it would be to be 31. And listen, he was terrific speaking with us before the game. Said all the right things. But he's still 31 and still, he's got a 5-month-old at home. I just think it says a lot about his character to be ready to do this. And I don't think you can grade him or judge him on a record. I think you have to judge him based on how he handles himself as a coach and a leader of young men.
With a move that major, so close to the season,
boy,
he told us pregame, Rashawn Storrs said, look, we got to be not just players, but I'm trying to talk to my men as people during these circumstances.
I will say this, it's, at least in my experience, when you talk to players, they gravitate towards younger guys. You know, when you and I are talking to the players, when I talk to them, their eyes are kind of off in the stands. When you talk to them, they are looking you dead in your eyes. It's got to be the age thing, I would imagine.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure.
You know, listen, they respond differently to younger coaches than I think they would to a coach that's 75. There's no ageism going on here. It's just a fact.
Devin Carter has a pair of triples.
Those short corner 3 balls are just terrific for a player like Devin Carter, who's not known as being a shooter, but he can knock them down, obviously.
How much does Providence run for Devin Carter?
0. And that's what you love about him. And you and I have talked about this before. He is I call him an off-schedule player.
There's Hopkins with a spin move and a bucket.
As Bryce Hopkins is going to be a feature guy, and they understand at the end of breaks, you look for him if you want to stay on the floor. Devin Carter is an off-schedule guy. You don't have to run anything for him. He'll go get you something. Good things happen with him on the floor at both ends, more times than not.
And we'll stay with the Jaspers. Carter with 8, Hopkins with 7. As Adam Cisse checks back in. Jaspers again with Josh Roberts. You just saw him on the bench, out tonight with an injury. And now Carter racing after this with effort.
Now the Jaspers have to understand they're under 10 on that shot clock.
Euro step, that doesn't fall for Watson. Reed off to Moore. He'll go on the line for a pair.
And we talked about it. Off schedule, but on target. Devin Carter from the corner again, his second one of the night. And then Bryce Hopkins, the whirling dervish in the paint. The Friars in control.
I have moderate to severe ulcerative colitis, so I'm taking Zeposia, a once-daily pill, because I won't let UC stop me from being me.
Zeposia can help people with UC achieve and maintain remission and has been shown to reduce symptoms in as early as 2 weeks. Zeposia is the first and only S1P receptor modulator approved for UC. Don't take Zeposia if you had a heart attack, chest pain, stroke, or mini-stroke, heart failure in the last 6 months, irregular or abnormal heartbeat, if you have untreated sleep apnea, or take MAOIs. Zeposia may cause serious side effects, including infections that can be life-threatening and cause death, slow heart rate, liver or breathing problems, increased blood pressure, macular edema, swelling and narrowing of the brain's blood vessels, and increased risk of PML, a rare brain infection that usually leads to death or severe disability. Tell your doctor if you are pregnant or plan to be. Don't let UC stop you from doing you. If you're living with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis, ask your doctor about once-daily Zeposia.
This holiday, shop sparkling gift sets from Pandora Jewelry at a special price.
When you get a chip in your windshield, trust Safelight. This couple was headed to the farmer's market. When they got a chip, they drove to Safelight for a same-day repair. And with their insurance, it was no cost to them. That's service the way you need it.
Safelight Repair, Safelight Replace.
If you thought one napkin for the quarter pounder with cheese was enough, it's not enough.
If you watch football on TV, you need Fubo TV. The most college football you can get without cable. Stream up to 4 games at once with Multiview. Try free at FuboTV.com.
With Drew McIntyre medically disqualified, the Usos will defend the tag team titles against the Brawling Brutes Sheamus and Butch, plus the birthday celebration of WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle. It's an all-new edition of Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on Fox.
Back in Providence, Rhode Island, that's a look at Chapey Field at Anderson Stadium, the home of Providence College soccer, which can only mean one thing. the quarterfinals at the 2022 FIFA World Cup get underway Friday with a pair of blockbuster matchups. First, Croatia takes on Neymar and the unstoppable offense of Brazil. Then the Netherlands battle Lionel Messi and Argentina. Coverage begins 9 a.m. Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
What a wonderful time of year with World Cup. I just have to say, I've only missed one game. And, you know, I'm not watching them live, but I'm purposely making sure I don't know what the end result is before I watch the game.
Right.
But only one game I've missed.
One.
And this is with, you know, and I don't want to sit here and say, oh, my kids love it. No, it's for me. It's on me.
Yes.
It's on me. I can't get enough.
The Marshall, we need a live feed of the Marshall household during these games.
Oh, it's everyone. Even my 4-year-old, he's all into it. Basketball, they're like, oh, keep it moving, Dad. We don't. Especially if you're on, nope, we don't want to see that. To the World Cup.
Providence up 14 here. What can the Jaspers do differently?
Well, just take better care of the ball movement, knock down threes. I mean, threes always help, but sometimes it's just a little, you know, it can be fool's gold. This is the end. You have to really condense what you're doing in that zone. Too many gaps. Providence is doing a great job like this of finding those gaps.
Alan Breed found it and scores.
And the Jaspers are, what's happening with them is the pass is going inside. They're turning and looking instead of turning and running. You have to see the pass in the air, run to where it's going. Don't wait for the offensive player to catch it. It's too late.
That was rejected by Moore. Right through the middle of the defense, Clifton Moore again. And a timeout called by Rashawn Stores. The Friars up by 15 and rolling here at Amica Mutual Pavilion. Well, this has been a difficult place for visiting teams to come. We saw it last year, part of a run to the Sweet 16 when the Friars won the Big East regular season title, but dating back to 2 seasons ago now, Donnie Marshall. How about that, Mark?
Yeah, it's a tough place to play because the fans are so knowledgeable. They're really engaged. And listen, even though we're in the portal age, guys still understand the schools they're transferring to. They know how prideful people in this area are, so the guys get on the floor and they take care of home.
When you came into Providence for a game as a UConn Husky, what were you in for?
You know, I remember coming in this building at ranked number 2, maybe one time ranked 1 in the country. Didn't matter, would leave here with a loss or leave here with a game that we'd have to grind out in overtime. It's just this building has always been that way. And the one constant, coaches, players change, the fans don't. They always follow. They love their Friars. So one of the top 2 or 3 fan bases in America.
Wow.
At least the places I've been. Obviously, I haven't been every single place, but you know, definitely in this conference. And
Clifton Moore is heating up. He's got 6.
I saw a game and watched a game in Madison. Tell you what, those fans in Wisconsin are, whew, they'd probably believe no one's better than them. They are into their games every single play.
Foul on Pierre. We talked a little bit about it in the open of the show. All the new.
I think the thing you look at is who they were coached by when you're looking for these players. When you see their names, okay, where'd they play? Great. But who'd they play for? And if you can draw some type of comparison and contrast that with how you coach if you're on Ed Cooley's staff or Ed Cooley himself and say, okay, he's been taught the right way, and whatever happened that forced him into that portal, you kind of have to say that's okay. He's been coached well. He was taught well at the high school level or prep school level, and take a shot. Now the key is putting it together in a short time, because it really is for a lot of teams in the country. Who can put it together faster is going to have the most success.
Lob to Moore, that didn't work out. Jaspers have numbers. Pull-up three for Stewart. That's his second of the night.
What a beautiful stroke. Well, you talked about a couple starters being out, but this Jaspers team has 8 guys who average 15 or more minutes a game. So there's a lot of minutes, a lot of opportunity for guys.
Castro off to Breed. A third opportunity, though, for Moore. Without Josh Roberts, Jaspers struggling to rebound. Pierre gives it away again.
Yeah, that's just a young player playing the score.
Stewart dishes it down to Paget. He hits.
And now, think about it, it's a 4-point swing. You know, you get in the paint, throw a behind-the-back pass that you should never throw, and now the Jaspers come down and score.
Isn't it amazing what a timeout can do? Rashawn Storrs calling it.
Yeah, one bucket at a time. That's what you have to do. It calms everyone down, gets them back in their places.
Allen Breed answers.
Communication has to be better. When the communication comes after a basket is made by guys pointing fingers and yelling at each other, that's not the communication you want. You communicate before the basket, before the wide open shot. You won't have to have those conversations after.
Here's Watson with 7. Off to Paget with 3. He's got a heave. Shot clock violation. Well, they'll play through.
And I don't even think that was Providence's pressure. That was just the Jaspers not getting into it quick enough.
Castro with the offensive board. The Friars are cleaning things up.
Yeah, it's a great job catching that, not bringing it down too low and bouncing right back up. Finishing that play off.
Providence up 17-5 on the glass. You see those offensive rebounds. Cisse, the big man, he's got some distance in his game. Locke with the right hand.
Yeah, you had a feeling that Noah Locke was going to let one go. He's only taken 2 shots. And normally he's the guy that gets you going from downtown.
Paget to the corner. Another 3 falls for Samir Stewart.
Beautiful release too. Caught it, and where he caught the ball, he went straight up from there. Didn't bring it down to his waist. That was a beautiful catch and release.
And a turnover taking us to a timeout. Samir Stewart only had 7 threes on the season before tonight. He's got a trio of them thus far.
Guys are out. Take a look. Catches that ball high, lets it go high. Jasper's not going away.
It's your Uncle Cooper. Sure, once in a blue moon, you might need your tires for hauling a horse in a hailstorm. But most days, you're gonna need your tires for tougher things, like teaching your sister's kid how to parallel park. Thankfully, these Cooper and Duramaxes aren't just tough, they're everyday tough. Okay, there's a lot of improvement. Go with the Coopers. Cooper.
Thanks to Avalara, we can calculate sales tax on almost anything, anywhere automatically. Avalara.
What if tax rates change? Filing sales tax returns. Managing exemption certificates. Business license guidance. Does it connect with accounting? Item classification. Cross-border sales. What about...
Do you have those budget markups? Thank you.
If we weren't proud of the craftsmanship and level of detail that go into every pair of Warby Parker glasses, well, we probably wouldn't show you how they're made, including this part, which is our favorite. Wow. And this is also great. When you order a new frame, we custom cut and polish a pair of lenses just for you. Try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
But all you got was ham? And all you got was turkey?
With gravy.
That's an all-you-can-eat holiday buffet. A smorgasbord of all you want, all you need. Did I sit at the wrong table?
sexy thing, you.
Welcome back to Amica Mutual Pavilion. Providence 36, Manhattan 24. A little over 7 minutes to go in this first half. Let's go inside the huddle with Ed Cooley.
Hey, 3 balls, guys. They got 4 or 5 threes. That's the game. That's the game. All right, but we'll be okay. I'm just trying to tell you, have more urgency with personnel. Right? Have more urgency with personnel, and we got like 3 or 4 turnovers. All right, take care of the ball, play with pace.
He's such a master at getting his guys, whether it's just a low kind of, hey, I'm just a conversational, motivational speech, or letting guys know at a higher volume what you have to do. I think that it's a pride thing. Guys come out, you have to say, listen, play with pride. The guy in front of you, you want to stop him no matter what. Don't get complacent. And these aren't games where you just float through them and get bored because you think you're better or your record shows you're better if you're Providence. These are games where you get better. You play better. You make better plays. You're sharp.
Ed Cooley told us pregame, Donnie, what I want my guys to understand is Nelson can't connect, is that they need to win their way into attention, not score their way into attention.
Scoring is what attracts your eyes to the box score. It's what attracts your eyes to the scoreboard. But for coaches, they want winners on the floor, regardless of the score, because they know in the end, you need Bryce Hopkins to not just score, but you need him to teach other guys how to win, how to complete plays, and how to play the right way.
9 points for the Kentucky transfer. Nelson was stuffed by Croswell. Lock travel.
This is just a heads-up play. Might have gotten away with a little hand on the waist there, Croswell, the left hand. But if they don't call it, it's not a foul. That's what I always said. Players tell you, oh, you fouled me. They didn't blow the whistle. It's not a foul. Sorry.
Well, you said playing in this building.
There were no whistles.
Life went. Right.
There were no whistles in this building. It was awesome.
You didn't want it any other way.
You almost you had to think that the officials, whoever gave them their assignments, knew the right guys to put in this building based on which games. It just wasn't another one on the schedule.
With 10 on the timer, Nelson.
Really nice move, too. A little hesitation, just can't get it to go down.
Here's Hopkins. He's got a dozen.
But Bynum is the one who made that play. Those plays are what will make guys gravitate to Jared Bynum as the leader of this team. Unselfish, smart play by Jared Bynum.
Entering this game, Jared Bynum, folks, 47 assists to just 11 turnovers. That 4.3 assist to turnover ratio leads the Big East.
And this isn't last year's Providence team that has veterans, guys who he's comfortable with. There's a bunch of new guys that he's distributing that ball to.
Here's another that was picked off by Cisse.
Some guys you got to learn to throw it much higher.
Cisse won the foul. Croswell with 2 hands from Bynum.
Heads up play by Jared Bynum. Could have put it down again, but he would have missed the timing. That was such great timing with his head up and threading the needle. Those are hard plays. The offhand and really at waist height where most guys get a steal. You know, coaches tell you throw it high, bounce pass. But he recognized the defense wasn't ready. Another steal for Devin Carter.
Fingerprints all over this game.
And it's the same play, the timing of his last steal in that area. He just, I mean, you can't throw these lazy bounce passes. I'm sure guys around the Big East Conference are taking note. You know, take care of the basketball around that young man right there, because he will take your candy.
Well, over the weekend, Devin Carter had some support. His pops came out to the Bryant Center to see the Rhode Island game, and he brought Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry of the Miami Heat with him.
Those guys could play a little bit.
Just a tad. And a foul now on Locke.
And tremendous college players as well. Marquette, Nova.
That's the other thing when we've been talking about transfers and who fits. Ed Cooley said that Devin Carter, he knew right away, talking to his pops, that Devin would fit right in, because Dad does have that life in basketball. He gets it being down in Miami.
Yeah, and now coaching and handling players. You know, his dad knows that. I mean, it's just a great resource to have as your father, who's around great players, played with them, that coaches them. But you got to be able to, you know, the more you listen, the less questions you'll have. And it seems like Devin Carter just, he doesn't have a lot of questions because of that. He pays attention and listens.
Corey Floyd checking into the game and scoring.
These are, that's a great situation. Up 20. Corey Floyd's one of those guys, hasn't really got a ton of extended minutes here to transferring from UConn. Great chance for him to take this game as one of those opportunities that you get. Your coach puts you out there. This is how you take advantage of it. Nice little shot fake. You go, use those wide shoulders. Friars having their way.
Do you think you have what it takes to make like it never even happened happen? Like this? Like that? Woo! Then you belong at the #1 brand in property restoration. Join ServPro and experience great pay, career advancement from entry level to management, and even ownership. Here you go, boss. And access to the best training available. Oh, I'm sorry. Got what it takes? Visit servpro.com/careers and apply today.
Rated M for mature. There's no hope. But I've got to escape. Every sound, every movement is closing in. This dead moon. It's not done with me yet. Just one thing to do. Survive.
PlayStation.
New Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades are engineered for extreme weather performance. With advanced QuadTech 4-layer coated silicone that lasts 2 times longer than other blades and endures everything you put them through. Only at Walmart.
ShipStation saves us so much time. It makes it really easy and seamless. Pick an order, print everything you need, slap the label onto the box, and it's ready to go.
Our cost for shipping, like, we're cut in half, just like that.
Go to shipstation.com/TV and get 2 months free.
I'd love to have one of my own someday.
Thanks.
Oh, I was talking about your USAA bumper sticker.
My dad served. Passed membership down to me. I'll pass it to her.
That's a lucky kid.
USAA. It's for the military community.
Oh, yeah. We need these, no? You know what we do need?
Tops with everything.
We absolutely needed these.
Introducing Taco Bell's new 7-layer Nacho Fries.
Providence up by 20. This morning, Ed Cooley told his team, we have to own the paint. Donnie Marshall, they have answered that bell.
I mean, when you think about getting downhill and steals, yes, paint points, paint scores, but they've done a great job, the Friars, of distributing, helping each other out. A lot of helpers in this game. These are games where you can try to come together. At times we see players try to get their career highs, and when you're trying to do something like to match what they did here last year, that's how you play. 67%. You pound the glass, you share the basketball. This is about we, not me.
Providence shooting the basketball at nearly 70% at this point, and 12 of the 18 field goals that they've made have been assisted on.
Yeah. That tells you a lot, if you're at Cooley, also about how much your guys care about what we talked about earlier, not just scoring, but winning. Because you understand you have to do it together. These games are so easy, I know from experience, to be like, okay, well, I'm getting a career high tonight. I'm trying to get my numbers up. We have another half to play, and you understand that Manhattan has young men who are at pride, and they're going to be motivated after halftime to do something, change some things. But it's a game that it could get out of hand individually if you don't play the right way.
Zone defense back.
Coaches are always paying attention to how you play, especially when you're up big or down big.
Floyd a little bit long. On it bears noting too, 3 of the 5 players who started on opening night for the Jaspers out tonight. Nick Brennan, Elijah Buchanan, and Josh Roberts, all not available.
You missed Josh Roberts' size, almost a double-double he's averaging on the season.
We'll go back to the Jaspers, and Roberts knows Providence because he came from St. John's.
33, 34 minutes a game they're missing from him as well. So as much as you want to say, hey, next man up, guys step in, if you don't have that experience, that's a big gap to fill.
Nelson has not been able to find it thus far tonight. Floyd gives it off to Hopkins, and one.
How about that? How about the passing, the unselfishness? I know guys are going to say, hey, listen, this game's out of hand, but sharing the basketball it does so much for a team, no matter what that score is, and that was just a tremendous show of unselfishness. Corey Floyd's a guy who's trying to get in there and score and show it that he belongs on the floor, because he scored before he got to college. To get in there in that area after he already scored a bucket and dish it off shows you what he's all about.
Well, and for lack of a better term, there's an element of auditioning this week for some of these reserves, because after Manhattan tonight, they've got New Albany over the weekend. And then conference play wraps up, and things get real.
And you put the time in, even though you're not showing it in minutes, maybe in playing time. You put as much time in as the next guy in the preseason, and you want to see the fruits of your labor, and you just have to always be ready.
He's feeling it right now.
It's a nice job. Providence finding those lines. Most of them have been around the logo, that free throw line, but Manhattan has to show a little bit of fire. The energy they're using on offense, they have to show half that on the defensive end.
Here comes Floyd again. Corey Floyd Jr. off to Carter. He was stripped.
Go.
Stewart off to Watson.
Terrific job in transition. You get a stop defensively, and then now you celebrate because you made 2 good plays in the end, and you fall asleep. Can't happen.
Croswell with double figures in this first half. Final minute of a half dominated by the Friars. Hopkins and Croswell combining for 25. Stort's a fifth-year senior. Steady presence. That three swishes home. First bucket of the night for Razio Hyun.
Yeah, you see a few players out here for Manhattan. If they can get their full complement of players, they have some shooters. They have pieces of guys that can knock down shots.
6 of 11 from downtown in this first half. And although this team is shorthanded, like you said, for the Jaspers, this second half is going to be about figuring out their options, because they were picked second in the MAC preseason poll. They're expected to be a factor in that league.
We talked about it a little bit. A lot has happened with these young men and losing their coach and down some guys. But you're right, the expectations have to still be there to some regard.
5 on the timer for Stewart. Pulls. With 7 seconds, the Friars can move. Bynum has 3. Bynum with 2. And he ran out of time.
Tried to make the right play, just slipped out of his hand trying to find Carter on that sideline.
A dominant opening 20 minutes by the Providence Friars. Ahead by 21 at the break.
He wants to challenge him to use his size not only to overpower guys at the rim scoring, but also to dominate the glass. And you know, if you can get him to do that, he's engaged. And then you have that guy right there, Ed Croswell, who can back that up as well.
Devin Carter adding something from the backcourt. And you see Ed Cooley engaged, energetic. Why? Because it's not like these 20 minutes are a throwaway.
Yeah, you got to come out the same way you came out in the beginning of the game. If you're the Jaspers, though, ball movement, switch sides of the floor, can't be a one-on-one type of thing where one guy tries to get his team back into it.
Ant Nelson's trying to get himself going. 0 for 7 tonight. A giveaway. Nelson spins and has his first points.
Yeah, he's been trying to get it going a little bit. He knew that once he put his head down. That was a really good move, though. Under control, the spin, he wasn't giving that up. Still, same idea, get into the paint. Look at that. And you don't always have to beat the zone with the pass. You know, old school, they used to say swing, 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 and then throw it inside, throw it out. But now guys are just so skilled at handling the ball that you can get guys to get into the paint with their dribble, to draw a couple and then drop that off like you saw there with Jared Bynum and Ed Croswell.
A little short on his first attempt. Well, the other dimension about Croswell and this Friars team, you said it, they shared the ball well. Ed Cooley's been trying to say share the ball because our individual players can't be people that they're not.
This team isn't built. They don't have a guy like Al Durham that can go get you a bucket at any point, especially late in the clock. That's just not how they're built. They don't have one-on-one players. Guys are going to be able to score at times off the dribble. This is probably the only guy, Bryce Hopkins, who I would say you give him the ball, get out of his way, he'll get you a bucket. But that's not how they're built. So they have to stay together.
Cisse picked it off. Here's Stewart. Here comes Hopkins. Off to Croswell. Bynum from the elbow. Croswell cleans it up.
That's the other part of Jared Bynum's game and learning how to be a leader that I think he's got to figure out the balance. When do I score and when do I pass? It's the hardest job, I think, of any point guard at the D1 level if they have that ability to score. Finding that balance.
Nelson with it. He had 21 over the weekend against Monmouth. Padgett off the fake. Battle for it here. And a jump ball. It stays with the Friars.
The other part of this game, too, when it gets to 20 points or so, a lot of bending over to get loose balls instead of diving on the floor. Coaches are also paying attention to that.
Effort.
I know I was bending over. I wasn't trying to get hurt. Up 20, I'll be honest. Especially with conference play right around the corner.
I respect that from you.
Look, the guys I played with, you could not be, you had to take every opportunity to get a touch, to be on the floor. A lot of passers I played with.
Locke has been a little quiet tonight. Around the horn to Hopkins, he had that blocked. Now 8 on the shot clock. It is Locke.
It's the balance, staying aggressive, not settling for jump shots. That's good ball moving. Essentially, it was 3-on-2 on that left side for Manhattan, and they did a nice job of, as we say, passing up a good one to get a great one.
Raziel Hines, second 3 of the night. And this Manhattan team has been able to find their stroke from deep. An encouraging sign because they entered tonight shooting just 32% from 3 on the year. 7 for 16 this evening. Left open. In and out for Watson. But a foul is called.
Look, the Jaspers missed that shot from the corner, but Ed Cooley's not going to be happy with wide open corner threes. Now, you got to run guys off of that. I get it. The games, you can't approach a game or a half and say, okay, we're up big, I'm just going to do what I have to do to get through this game. You have to approach it as this is the last half I'm ever going to play. I mean, those are the guys Ed likes to coach. You know, every single play, every half, last one.
There's Noah Locke with the teardrop.
He's going to be so important for what they do on the perimeter this year, Noah Locke, because he plays just so even-keeled. 10 misses, 10 makes. He's the same guy.
Bynum ducking in to poke it away. Playing with enthusiasm. That's the one thing Ed Cooley, with half of his roster being transfer players, he said one thing he tries to work on with the newer kids to his program is, here's what Providence College basketball is about. Here's our DNA, and that entails pride.
Yeah, you talked about enthusiasm. I've had conversations with Ed too. It's like learning something new and then being excited all the time, emoting, but you can't always show that emotion and excitement when you're trying so hard to learn a new system, trying to learn how you fit in.
Off the third foul on Noah Locke, Jaspers have it. Now with 10 on the timer, Marcus Watson asking for a screen. Watson off to Hyatt. Hopkins again. There's Hopkins. Bryce Hopkins is rolling tonight.
It's a nice job to kick that ball ahead and Locke to give that back up. Let's face it, right now, Providence is in a situation they could take any shot. They can create any shot they want for themselves. But they understand what the staff is looking for, playing the right way.
18-9 for the Friars' new leader, Carter. And it'll stay with Providence after the break. Look out, folks. Bryce Hopkins. He's got game.
What do they say? 3-level scorer? I like that level the best. 3 balls.
Saturday, the Never Forget Tribute Classic tips off on Fox.
Can you believe this?
The Big East meets the ACC as Villanova,
Bang! Send it in!
takes on Boston College.
What a champ!
Saturday at 5 Eastern on Fox.
I think we went too high.
Kia, movement that inspires.
An experienced QPC eater knows you should never let the ketchup that falls from the hot and juicy burger go to waste.
The mastery of water is my domain.
This is my Kohler digital shower.
Summon your ultimate shower. Visit Kohler.com.
And I want us to be edgy. Ice the ball screen.
You gotta be locked into the game when you're in, and on the bench, you guys gotta be talking to each other, man. Have fun and find a way. Let's go. Let's go.
We want the big one. Our time.
Time delivery. Woo! We just keep on rolling, baby. It's March.
Champions of the Big East Tournament.
It's nitty-gritty time for the Bucks.
These conference games have direct impact on seeding. Who gets the one bye, having to play a wild card game.
This is the game circled on my calendar.
The NFL, Sunday on Fox.
From one transfer to another, Noah Locke finding Bryce Hopkins in transition. And the sophomore, the transfer from Kentucky, leading the way for the Friars again this evening.
Yeah, it really has shown that he can lead this team. But there's another guy I heard. The transfer portal allows anybody to go anywhere. Another guy I heard can operate the orb.
Oh, my God.
And let me just tell you.
No.
No. This is a first in my life. I am speechless. I have no words.
What do you mean you have no words? You haven't seen Cleveland Catholic Youth Organization basketball in your life.
Obviously.
UIO, you talked about you wouldn't get down to the hardwood in a blowout game. That's when I thrived.
Okay. I'm going to need some validation. How am I supposed to finish the game now?
We have 15-11 to go in the game, folks.
That was so special. And by the way, great number. What a great number you had there. You know why? Because no one is going to take number 13.
Of course not.
So it's always available. And for the record, I finished my career in the NBA number 13. So I got a little, it's near and dear to my heart for other reasons, but that was my number as I finished my career. So I love it. I love it. But I don't even know how else I can describe what we just saw there.
John Fanta, Donnie Marshall with you. Opposite diets, the same 13. Hey, career high. I know that you might need validation. 26. 26 in the St. Bernadette Spring Tournament.
The fact that you remember the tournament.
You remember the wins.
Yeah, I mean,
there aren't many.
I believe you. I believe you. I love that. So when everyone's like, you don't know what you're talking about, you are speaking from experience. Sitting here next to me, my friend. I love it.
Man, that was.
So now what do we got to do? 2-on-2. We got to challenge someone here. We got to find a 2-on-2 tournament where you and I can join.
Yeah, that'd be fun. As Bynum heads to the line. Eric Mandy, our producer.
Great stuff.
Pulling a trick out of his hat. 7 assists tonight for Mr. Bynum.
You went headband, huh? You went headband.
Yes. Yes.
Well, you were sweating a lot. Because that's what it says to me. All right, I know we have.
Yeah, putting the uniform on. All right, we've got basketball here. Bynum with a steal. Off to Carter in transition, making 8 assists.
See, terrific job looking over his shoulder. And even in that situation, you can't give it up too soon. The timing has to be perfect. The defense is retreating. Really, this is a game where Jared Bynum may feel, I didn't score a lot. We're winning big. We're up 30, but it means so much to Ed Cooley the way he's playing right now. 8 assists, 0 for 5. Oh, you got to shoot that. See, that's the part of Bryce Hopkins' game he's got to understand. You get that whistle, you shoot that. Everything goes towards the rim. Let's take a look. The bump was here. Here comes the whistle. They're allowing in another bump. They're allowing him to get into. That's how good our officials are. They're letting the play kind of develop and finish. But you have to shoot that. That ball has to go towards the rim if you're Hopkins.
Bynum. Hopkins with another offensive rebound. And the Jaspers trying to keep him off the glass. It'll stay with PC.
See, this is a game where Jared Bynum should challenge himself. You know what? I'm going to try to get 20 assists and no points. And see how I affect the game, or at least affect the minds of my coaches. You get 20 points. I don't care what happens in this game. You get 20 assists and you don't score, they'll be talking about that forever.
There's Hopkins again. 20 points for number 23 and 10 boards to go with him. Another turnover. Here's Carter. And he'll head to the line.
You can kind of see Ed Cooley's wheels turning in his head. Okay, we're up big. You know, how long do I keep my foot on the gas, and who do I go to on the bench when I try to give other guys a chance?
We've got a timeout here at the end.
You can't unsee it. You can't unsee it.
No,
you can't unsee it.
I'm sorry, America.
You put your dreams on hold. Remember this? But I spoke to our advisor, and our Vanguard investments are on track. You got this, babe. So go do what you love. Thanks for being our superhero.
Only at Vanguard, you're more than just an investor. You're an owner, giving you flexibility to follow your dreams. That's the value of ownership.
I'm your Uncle Cooper, and I care about 3 things. I care about you. I care about tires. I care about your tires. These Cooper tires are dependable, well-made tires that come with an 80,000-mile warranty. That's an 80,000-mile promise from an American company. Gives a person something to believe in. In summation, I care about you, tires, and your tire choices, so go with the Coopers. Cooper! Tires are how I show my love.
Are you okay?
Oh, it's just a cold.
If you have high blood pressure, a cold is not just a cold. Coricidin is the #1 doctor-recommended cold and flu brand, specially designed for people with high blood pressure. Be there for life's best moments. Trust Coricidin.
I'd love to have one of my own someday.
Thanks.
Oh, I was talking about your USAA bumper sticker.
My dad served. Passed membership down to me. I'll pass it to her.
That's a lucky kid.
USAA. It's for the military community.
Oh yeah, we need these, no? You know what we do need?
Nacho fries, topped with everything.
We absolutely needed these.
Introducing Taco Bell's new 7-layer Nacho Fries.
Nothing matters more than keeping our planet healthy. That's why Skechers is proud to partner with the Nature Conservancy for the Our Planet Matters collection. Comfortable, stylish footwear that's made from vegan and recycled materials. Plus, they're machine washable. Tread responsibly with Skechers Our Planet Matters.
Welcome back to FS1 College Hoops, sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. And welcome back to Amica Mutual Pavilion. The Providence Friars up big on Manhattan. A little over 13 minutes left. How about last year for this program? Historic in so many ways. The 27 wins, the most since the mid-1970s, and it led the Friars to Big East history.
Did that with, Ed used to tell us, I'm doing it with 7 old guys. 7 old guys, and they got it done.
Wins over South Dakota State. And then Richmond to advance the Sweet 16. So you look back at the preseason poll. I find this interesting, partner, because you think about where we were in the preseason and where we are now. Connecticut was picked 4th in the preseason poll. They're ranked 5th in the country.
Yeah, it's you know, these polls are really tough. I mean, look where Marquette, the things Marquette has done. These are tough because these coaches aren't in everyone's practices. You're kind of just going off of what you read, but yeah, that team from Storrs is they're pretty special right now, and you know, talking to their staff, they're ahead of even where the staff thought they would be at this point, and it's awesome for the league. You know, we talked about having UConn back in the Big East, but it's great that they can now be on that national map again in terms of rankings. It's a great opportunity for them for Providence and those teams to go in that building and try to get an upset. So it's what conference play is all about.
The Huskies will come to this building to face Providence January 4th, 8:30 Eastern time, in a game that will be on FS1.
That will be a good one. I'll be at that game.
Electrifying atmosphere for sure.
That is must-see TV.
Story of the night for the Jaspers, a turnover into points for Pierre.
Well, these are tough games for freshmen, especially. Because you have a game like this when you're in high school or you're in prep school, you're trying to get career highs. This is not the time to do that.
Nice pass from Watson, finding Adam Cisse.
I like this. This is how you keep your team engaged. You know, full court. Little 1-2-2, 1-3-1, half court press.
Breed. Alan Breed with his second triple. Breed with 8 points. Well, that's the other thing. You're noticing the sharing of the basketball. Ed Cooley said, I haven't focused much on defense this week. We've got to be better offensively.
Yeah.
Cisse scores it.
We see so many teams this season already. We've talked about how their defense is way ahead of their offense, which is an odd thing, I always thought, because in the summer and in, you know, preseason workouts, you're working on ball handling. Let's get some shots up. No one's ever saying, if John Fanta called me in that uniform, that Providence uniform, and said, hey, let's go work on some defensive slides, I would not answer the phone. I'm sorry, I wouldn't respond. I'm not sure because of the outfit or because of what you would like to do in working on defense, but my point is, Ed Cooley is one of those rare guys. Let's get our offense together. Defense is where it needs to be.
Defensive slides. We're going to work on our stance during the timeout.
I'll meet you there.
If you still have symptoms of moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis or active psoriatic arthritis after a TNF blocker like Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq is different and may help.
Stand up to your symptoms with Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that tackles pain, stiffness, swelling. For some, Rinvoq significantly reduces RA and PSA fatigue.
It can stop further irreversible joint damage, and Rinvoq can leave skin clear or almost clear in PSA. That's Rinvoq relief.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq. Rinvoq. Make it your mission. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
I want to see what they saw. I want to see what changed them. Okay, here we go.
From tropical bites to cowboy delights, Nuts.com has over 1,400 delicious snacks to satisfy every craving. Enjoy every flavor of happy and get free shipping on your first order.
The future. The way you see it is said to depend on where you sit. At X-Chair, we think it also gets down to how you sit, which is why our technology is light years ahead. With our groundbreaking Elemax technology, bringing hot, cold, and touch into one extraordinary seating experience. At X-Chair, we've got our eye on the future of work, so you can focus on the present.
Go to xchair.com and use code FOOTREST22 for a free footrest with every chair purchase.
To continue with my business and at the same time to be able to improve myself, I was like, okay, I'm on board.
On Coursera, you can earn a bachelor's degree and find over 5,000 courses and certificates from world-class institutions. Join for free at Coursera.org.
It's been all Providence tonight. Friars brought their hard hats up by 31 here at the Amp. This holiday in FIFA World Cup season, join the Common Goal movement with Fox Sports and make soccer accessible to everyone, no matter who they are or where they're from. Visit common-goal.org/Fox Sports to learn more. And don't miss the FIFA World Cup, only on Fox and FS1. John Fanta, Donnie Marshall with you from Amica Mutual Pavilion. A little over 11 minutes to go in this one. And the Friars, they have shot the basketball really well this evening.
Yeah, they have. Look, and that's what happens when you share the ball. You're going to get easier shots, but they've scored in every possible way at a high rate. We talked about the first half in the paint, sharing the ball, throwing it inside, making the extra pass, doing it with their defense, the passing lanes, and knocking down some threes. 6 of 15 from behind the arc as well.
20 of their 29 made field goals have been assisted on. It's been a balanced attack, and after they put it together against Rhode Island on Saturday, that was a big offensive performance, going for 88 points against URI as a foul called underneath. Send Nelson to the line.
I love that Ed Cooley's still calling out plays. He's trying to make guys understand. Great opportunity to get better. And sometimes when you're in these blowouts, you have to remember this is better than being in practice. You know, you're going to learn things in a game like this, regardless of the score. You're going to see different offenses. You're going to see different defensive sets. It's better. You're going to learn more, and it's better to compete in a setting like this, albeit a blowout at this point, than it is to be in practice with the same guys you've been with the last 7-8 months.
You love playing in games for Coach Calhoun. Castro with authority from Pierre.
Every game felt meaningful. You know, it really did. And if you didn't think it was, he would remind you in one way or another.
And then he'd remind you again in practice.
That's right. But I think that's why I believe, listen, practices, ours were very difficult. They were just, that's how they're supposed to be. That's why it was fun to play in games, even a game like this. You know, you enjoyed them so much.
Moore. Clifton Moore. And Cooley says his skill level for a man his size is just different.
Yeah, he's got great touch. We saw that earlier in the season. You know, consistency is always the question with bigs who have touch from outside, who can block some shots. You want them to play with consistency.
Reed goes behind his back, and a jump ball. Oh, a traveling. Either way, it was going to the Jaspers, and they'll take it back.
Yeah, we talk about guys getting opportunities. How about Castro? Keep those hands ready. You got guards turning the corner. You have to know. They see a couple of bodies in front of them. Get your hands ready to catch and finish.
Been a big night for Samir Stewart, fifth-year player with this program. Now 12 on the timer. Padgett was looking for Nelson, but it's been that kind of night here for Manhattan. They've been a play or a dribble away from starting to find their footing.
And when you're down 3 guys and you know, one of your best players on the road, there's not a lot of fans, at least, you know, compared to what they'll see in conference play. But you're still on the road and you're still trying to go against a team that's bigger and stronger and faster. It's a hard thing to do. It's a difficult position to be in for the Jaspers right now.
Bynum off the steal. Hatchet comes down with it. No Nick Brennan, no Josh Roberts. Elijah Buchanan out as well, and that's an offensive foul. Third foul on Marquise Watson. So you got a shorthanded team, and for Rashawn Stores, he told us we got to be next play. There might be times where it gets tough, but the 31-year-old, he was part of 2 championships in the MAC as a Jasper. He's got great experience with this program.
I love that he told us before the game, you know, I knew that I wanted to be a coach. You know, I don't want to go overseas and try to grind it out, and I love the game. I wanted to teach and lead young men, and you know, you always you wonder how guys get into coaching. This is what he wanted to do. This was his destiny.
It's an incredible opportunity for a 31-year-old to take over a program with the pedigree and the success that Manhattan has had. As Moore hits again. Clifton Moore with 10 points tonight. 5 in double figures for the Friars. Padgett. Breed all the way. Nobody touched him.
And unfortunately for the Jaspers, that's been the entire night. Lack of communication, guys assuming someone will be there, and they just don't show up. Another situation there, just miscommunication. Alan Breed, another one of those guys getting a chance. One of the few holdovers helping lead the way for this Providence Friars team, cruising here in Providence.
Rated M for mature. There's no hope. But I've got to escape. Every sound, every movement is closing in. This dead moon, it's not done with me yet. Just one thing to do. Survive.
PlayStation.
Do you think you have what it takes to make like it never even happened happen? Like this? Like that. Woo! Then you belong at the #1 brand in property restoration. Join ServPro and experience great pay, career advancement from entry level to management, and even ownership. Here you go, boss. And access to the best training available. Oh, I'm sorry. Got what it takes? Visit servpro.com/careers and apply today.
Thanks to Avalara, we can calculate sales tax automatically. Avalara.
What if tax rates change? Filing sales tax returns. Business license guidance. Cross-border sales. Item classification. Does it connect with it?
Discover the Movado SE Automatic. Engineered to perfection. Powered by you. More than a watch. It's automatic. Movado. Discover what moves you.
But all you got was ham? And all you got was turkey.
With gravy.
That's an all-you-can-eat holiday buffet. A smorgasbord of all you want, all you need. Did I sit at the wrong table?
Saturday, It's a huge battle of legendary basketball programs on Fox as Trace Jackson Davis and 14th ranked Indiana take on 10th ranked Arizona in the world famous MGM Garden Arena in the clash. It all begins Saturday at 7:30 Eastern on Fox.
How about Arizona, and the pace that they play at is phenomenal. There you see him, number 10. I just, you know, you hit a road bump, you get into conference play, that happens. But the job that Mike Woodson has done at Indiana as well, and Purdue, whew, Edey and his size in Virginia, you know, they're one of those teams that plays at such a pace. It's almost like it's like break glass when you need offense. That's how you have to play against them. You play slow, but you better break that glass when you need a bucket, because they're not going to allow you to play faster than them. It's just another one of those college basketball seasons, man. Anything can happen.
Could very well be a double-digit number of teams, you could argue right now, that has a realistic shot of winning it all.
I agree.
How about Illinois last night? Coming back to beat Texas.
Over Texas, yeah.
Big
Brett Underwood, the job he's done there, holy. And it's awesome to watch.
Moore with the right hand, he's got a dozen.
I don't care what anyone says. Even in games, in blowouts, there's a confidence that can be gained for a lot of players. And Clifton Moore may be one of those guys on this Friar team.
Oh, count that in the foul for Hyan. His third three of the night.
Castro's got to know you come out. I know this is not a comfortable area for him, but that has to be almost a run-by challenge. You know, not a run-through. You know, a guy shooting a three. Got to run by that, contest late, if nothing else.
Aziel Hyan at the line for one more, just a freshman from Israel, and has that shot. This Jaspers team, if there is one big positive from tonight, folks, they can dial it up, and they've been top 3 in the MAC this year, shooting 46%. You can see why.
I agree. You know, we saw it earlier, even though they're down, but if you just tune in and you don't see the score, you see them knocking down some threes, you're like, wow, they have a couple guys who you have to pay attention to.
Reed with the crossover. Moore. It was deflected, and there's Moore to the deck. Type of effort play. Castro. He's starting to come on and serve a role for this Friars team.
His length, I think, is going to really help the Friars once conference play starts. You know, his ability to be able to change shots. He doesn't have to be the best shot blocker in the league, but there's some length when you start to look down the line of teams in Big East play.
Ryan Kalkbrenner at Creighton. Joel Soriano at St. John's, now with 5 on the timer. And that one goes for Samir Stewart, who's had a big night.
I mean, even, you know, they may be struggling this season, dropped a couple games, but they're competing. Georgetown and with Wahab inside. I mean, you know, Castro's going to be able to affect some games and be kind of an equalizer.
Hopkins foul. You know who else you can't forget about? I don't know how much you've seen of him, but physically, do not get in Manny Bates' way.
Yeah.
For a Butler.
Bates, obviously, you don't have to mention the guys at UConn. They've got a couple of monsters there. Really talented. It really has turned into the league of the year of the big men. Big East, Big Ten as well. Edey and they just Maury. I mean, they have guys who you're like, wow, there are some big boys.
Tons of size. And that's a great matchup besides Saturday night on Fox.
You know, we talked about Trace Jackson-Davis and his size and his, you know, the ability to use his athleticism to change so many games. But, you know, we always talk about small ball and teams going small, one out, you know, 4 out, 1 in. Bigs are still very valuable in college basketball today.
Another three for Raziel Hyan, his 4th.
Probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite big, because he plays with so much grit. Hunter Dickinson at Michigan.
Can't forget about him.
I love how gritty he is.
Glad you brought up Amori too.
Yeah.
Rutgers, because he is something. They're all over, and like you said with Indiana, on the other side they have to worry about Azuolas Tubelis and Omar Ballo.
Yeah.
And Arizona's got their own front court, so it's interesting because you hear coaches around the country bringing up how many great big men there are, and the same coaches are then saying, so when we negate each other, we got to find our guard play.
Yeah. One of the best bigs, one of the best names in college basketball, Dane Danger.
Yes.
How about that? Sounds like a superhero, doesn't it?
It does.
Maybe a villain to some people.
He'll be a villain this year. He'll be a villain this year. That was a great win for Illinois, coming back to beat a very good Texas team last night. And we haven't even hit on Duke's length. It's all over nationally. When you can talk about that many bigs and you don't even bring up Oscar Tshiebwe.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't that tell you?
That's it.
Or a big that you unveiled earlier on the broadcast in a certain uniform.
Yeah. We didn't see his name on the back. We saw his number, 13. We did not see.
Hey, the number is what's in your program, the number 1 in your heart. Boyd from the corner. He's had a nice night.
Can score the ball, gifted offensively. The way you get on the floor for Ed Cooley, which is like most coaches in America, at least that's what they say, is you got to defend. It starts at that end.
Corey's dad, senior, playing for the Friars in 91 and 92. That one falls through for Marquise Watson. You can tell he's a 5th year.
Yeah, he's got that swagger to him. Never really gets out of control.
That's an offensive foul.
Not that. It's all about the transfers. Finding their way around the floor. Corey Floyd Jr. 3-ball, corner pocket.
Number 10, Arizona. Number 14, Indiana. Square off in a Pac-12 Big Ten battle. The most exciting voices and the biggest games are on the new Fox Primetime Hoops. Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Friday on Fox. The World Cup quarterfinals kick off as Neymar and Brazil battle Croatia. Then Messi and Argentina take on the Netherlands. Coverage begins Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern live on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Nice work. Never heard you scream like that before.
What?
Dad, it's not a big deal. I'm scared of spiders, too.
I know it's not a big deal. Because I didn't scream.
Oh, I see. You didn't scream.
No. So, that's why it's not a big deal.
Should we play it back?
Do it.
This What Really Happened replay is brought to you by Progressive. One thing no one would challenge, protecting your home and auto with Progressive.
I'm sorry you had to relive that.
Oh, what a good time we will have. You can make it happen, yeah.
Voltaren, the joy of movement.
This holiday, shop sparkling gift sets from Pandora Jewelry at a special price.
Seek excellence. Seek purpose. Seek answers. Seek truth. Seek something more. Providence College.
Providence up big tonight on Manhattan, and the Friars, they're a program, they've got traditions. They've got different things that they do in their locker room, like giving out belts after every game.
No, that dude.
Who's that dude?
We had a couple of them. My
God! Those were the belt holders from Saturday's win over Rhode Island. They spread the love. Hopkins, king of the boards. Jared Bynum was the chief of the dimes. Now, they both have reprised those roles, but tonight, our crew's giving out 2 belts to Bryce Hopkins.
I got to ask Ed if anyone's ever gotten the trifecta.
Wow.
Have you ever had someone to get all 3?
King of the boards, chief of dimes, and triple champion.
Yeah.
That's hard.
It is hard. It's
to
like bowling, same thing, getting 3 strikes. Same kind of the same deal. Which is harder, you think?
To win the 3 belts. Or
the turkey?
No, because you could get a turkey. By chance, you could.
Well,
it's hard to be chief of dimes and a rebound holder, right?
With that headband you had on earlier, nothing is out of the question. Are you kidding me?
I cannot believe that you just got bowling into this telecast. Shout out to Rob Stone.
That's what happens when it's midnight. Like this. It might as well be midnight. I'm an old man. I've been asleep for the last 45 minutes. Just let everyone at home know, full disclosure. Way past my bedtime.
Oh, man. 5 on the timer here for Pierre.
Nice.
And 1 for the freshman.
Beautiful. Body control. Body control. These are such hard shots because you don't want to have your momentum going into a player and then having an offensive foul call. That's just terrific job to focus on the floater, the touch, and then being under control. He's going to be a special one. Really is.
And Ed Cooley will go to his bench. It has been a balanced performance once again for the Friars. After 6 in double figures Saturday, the trend continues.
And you did what you were supposed to do. You just want to make sure that you got one aspect of the game got better. You know, besides the win-loss column.
He'll stay with the Jaspers with 10. And what's ahead? What's ahead is UAlbany on Saturday. And then a week to prepare for the Big East opener comes on Fox at Seton Hall. Shaheen Holloway's Big East debut. To the corner. When you get these players into the game, it's always special to see, and all the fans would like either Kieran O'Hara or Luke Fonts to launch one. Moore is fouled. Floyd, rather.
That's going the other way. I'm not sure he had any chance of ducking this, but I love that he went in there hard.
Whoa. Well, it would have brought the house down. And for the folks that have stayed, I mean, that would have been a moment you talk about.
Yeah. I like that he went hard. Normally you get the call when you go that hard, but defense was set outside that circle. charge all day long.
For Manhattan, a difficult night, but down 3 starters. Josh Roberts being a game-time decision rolled out. That 3 goes. Ari Aurora, the sophomore. O'Hare turns. The whole crowd wants it so badly. Fonts to the deck with O'Hare. These guys give an effort. Pierre. And that time he is fouled.
Again, that's the way you have to finish. You know, force the ref to blow the whistle. That's exactly how you have to finish. And you got to get used to that, because you're going to have some bigger, maybe not too many bigger guys, but some bigger, stronger guys going at you to go block that shot. Especially they see a freshman coming at them like that.
Bingo.
Be ready to get hit.
Well, for Manhattan's sake, hopefully they can get healthy. They've got Jared Grasso's Bryant team ahead on Sunday, a Bryant team that went to Syracuse and won earlier this year. And then you jump into the MAC a little later this month. How about the MAC? Last night, Iona beat St. Louis by 22.
Yeah.
Rick Pitino's got a team, Donnie.
He really does. Makes you wonder how much longer he's going to hang in there.
Yep.
There's going to be some people knocking on his door, ringing that phone.
How could you not give a phone call if you're trying to win games? Hyan, not this time, with 3 on the timer. And that will do it. Providence dominates their way to a 7th win of the campaign. The Friars continue what has been an impressive run of non-conference home wins under Ed Cooley, and the Friars move to 7-3 with 5.